Hi, everyone. This is Ashley Lateki-Ellenhouse with Sky House Herb School and Apothecary. And I wanted to just hop on live here. I've never done LIVECAST before, but today's Earth Day, and I wanted to just say a few things on this very special day in case anyone was out there listening. So I'll start by just talking a little bit about what this Earth Day transition kind of brings us into in terms of astrology. So, Earth Day, in many ways, is like the first solid day of Taurus. And Taurus energy is really about stabilizing, grounding, and affirming the things that have come before it. So, in, for example, Aries season, there's all this really intense energy and all these visions and all of these, ideas we have of how am I going to make this the best year ever, right? Like Mars is all about action. And so what Taurus season does is it teaches us how to stabilize that, right? It shows us, good work over there. Like you did a really good job getting yourself psyched up, getting your butt out of winter and starting to transition into spring. And so Taurus season is like, okay, you've initiated something. Now, how do we ground into it? And how do we make the most of it and make sure that we don't waste the energy that we have? And so, when I think about the energy of Earth Day today, what can we do with this? So I have a few ideas and a few plants that I thought I might weave in here. So hi, for those of you that are watching, welcome. And feel free to chat in the type box if there's any plants you want to talk about or anything that really stands out to you. Bridget says, great time for spring cleaning. Yeah, that's a great point. So yeah, Taurus season can be really good time to just get clear and organized about like what are the physical things you have and how do you create more beauty? I mean, Taurus is a Venus ruled sign, so it's really a lot about how do we beautify our bodies? How do we beautify our spaces? And I think too about gardening is such a great Taurus activity. So getting out, getting your hands in the earth, beautifying your outdoor spaces, beautifying your closet spaces, right? Also, maybe a little spa self-care might be a good thing to do. Maybe a little rose water bath or something like that. But and the reason why I also think this is so important during this time is that guess what's coming next? Gemini season. So Gemini season is kind of like it's air, right? So we go from fire with Aries to Earth, which is Taurus, to Gemini, which is air. And so, if we want to still bring everything that the fire and the earth had to offer and not let it get all lost in the really kind of frenetic energy of Gemini season, we really have to make sure we have things stabilized. So the more we can do this season, and again, this is Earth Day. This is the like kind of the first official day. So now is the time to really get this started, right? And think about what were the visions you've had for this year and not just the visions because that's kind of cerebral, but like what are the feelings that you really want to cultivate, right? Like what are the things that you've been dreaming about experiencing and feeling and touching and tasting and embracing? And so as you've been maybe imagining, gosh, I'd really like my life to feel like this. Taurus season says, yeah, do that. Like do those things and don't rush it. There's no rush. Take your time, like do it right, do it slow, savor those moments as you're putting all of your garden beds together, as you're throwing things out and bringing new things into your home. Right? Like savor that whole process because then when we go into Gemini season and, the energy takes off and gets dispersive, those are the things that are going to help us from kind of spinning and spazzing out. So a few herbs that you might want to consider here to support you in this seasonal grounding process. A great one is burdock root. Burdock is one of my favorite herbs for just really grounding us and stabilizing. It's also sweet. So even though a lot of us might think of burdock as like, oh, it's a bitter root. Well, it's actually, yes, it's bitter, but it's also very, very sweet and oily and nourishing. And it has this taproot that plugs deep into the earth. And so, if you're looking for some stabilization, take a decoction or an overnight hot infusion of of burdock root every night. Like, just try it for a week. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel like there's an elephant, like you're holding the leash of an elephant, and you're like able to take your pace, your steps, be methodical, kind, and thoughtful, as you move through your day. So that's a really, really nice medicine. Another medicine that doesn't necessarily have to be something you take internally is rose medicine, because in traditional Greek astrology and medical astrology, the association of Venus and Venetian herbs, or Venusian herbs, Venetian is like from Venice, so it would be Venusian. I always get those mixed up. So the Venus ruled herbs would be, all of our mints and our aromatics, things that have a very pleasant aroma. So you might want to think about, how do I add in roses and peppermint and lemon balm and some of these really nice aromatics, into your daily life. And so rose is such a versatile one, because you can buy roses at maybe your local florist and put those around your house, and boy, will that make your home feel beautiful and enjoyable and sensuous, right? And you can also use rose as a hydrosol, as like a face spray. You can use it in your home to spray. You can take a bath with rose petals, which is just decadent and divine. And then you can drink a tea of it as well. And it's a really good heart medicine. It's a nervine, so it's calming and relaxing. So you may want to consider taking that too. And yeah, rose, when you just even thinking about rose, you're like, oh, rose. At least I do. So that might be another plant that you could enjoy. I have a talk that's going to be published tomorrow that's going to be a bit broader, and I'm going to talk about a few different plants in tomorrow's talk. So keep your eye out for that. It'll post probably tomorrow afternoon sometime. So if you want to learn more about things you can do for yourself during this season, keep an eye out for that. So thanks for being here. Happy Earth Day. Maybe if you're feeling it, you could head outside today and hug a tree, or pick up some trash. Or my daughter came home and she said, Mom, when we go on vacation next time, we have to unplug everything from, and I was like, smart. And she's like, and we always should turn off our water while we're brushing our teeth. And I was like, brilliant. So, my 5-year-old, she's learning ways too that we can support Mother Earth, because there ain't no planet B. So, and I honestly think when we care for our planet, we feel better. We are caring for ourselves too. So enjoy this day. Be good to yourself this Taurus season, and I'll see you all around. Take care. Good to see you, Bridget.